There have been some lean years in the EA Madden franchise. Despite the money-making machine that the NFL is, the games at the turn of the decade stopped improving, becoming stagnant, and if anything, declining. That's where I started to stop buying the constant roster update of a game for a ridiculous price of $80+. But Madden 19 made some great improvements and tried to expand much more than I had seen in the past. Let's get this out of the way right now. Madden 19 is far from perfect. It has its frustrating glitches that I'm sure you have seen on the internet, some fairly broken mechanics with the players, and for God's sakes guys, can you not figure out how to actually have the catches allowed stat be anything but 0? It's been like 5 years of this. Ignoring that, the game is still pretty fun and feels much more fluid than in the past. Some new passing mechanics that allow you to throw high passes or low passes with the press of a trigger feels much more streamlined than trying to use the joystick to aim a precision throw. The overhauled run game, which by the way feels like they do this every single year, at least to me doesn't seem that much improved. It's still a bit clunky, and at times you really question where the blocking AI was trying to accomplish. That being said, those gaffes seem to be few and far between. Playing defense felt like a fair amount of improvement, unlike the real NFL. More animations on pass breakups, harder hits, and some of the previous glitches through the years seem to have been taken out. I am not a fan of how awkward it feels to try and move a linebacker up to the line of scrimmage at times, but once you get used to it, you stop getting so many encroachment penalties. The biggest add I found was the ability to interrupt routes off the line. Now you can use the right stick and pick a direction to provide pass coverage on your guy, or take away the inside and make sure he has to go outside. It's not perfect, but it feels much more adept to the way corners actually play football. The kicking game feels just about the same, nothing special to say, nothing new. I have never been a big fan of Madden Ultimate Team, it's just not my thing, but over the years, it's made some good strides in its online formatting and fixed some of the bugs. Franchise mode, I'll get to that last. But first, I want to talk about Long Shot. Now, I didn't buy Madden 18, where Long Shot was introduced, so I don't know if it took a step back or a step forward in Madden 19. All I can say about it is, better luck next year, guys. Long Shot was meant to be a compelling story of a few college players trying to make an NFL roster. Unfortunately, what came out of it was a lackluster, bizarre tale of a brother being handed his half-sister by a deadbeat dad and another character in Devin Wade who is just constantly being attacked by coaches and teammates. The story for the most part felt lifeless, predictable, and incredibly unrealistic. You can play it for yourself and be the judge, or better yet, you can watch my 100% blind playthrough of it by clicking the card in the top right corner. Yes, shameless plug. This mode has potential, but it honestly feels like a black mark on the NFL and would make me question what is going on in NFL locker rooms if I thought this was remotely accurate.
Close second was that girl kissing me on the head when I took a bad fall at the Chico Ranch.
Franchise mode is a real selling point of the game, and it has developed through the years, and you generally know what you're in for. The biggest difference to me is the player development. It's not you buying skills anymore, it's about having your players' archetypes for each position and buying skill packages for those archetypes. This allows you to quickly and effectively build a zone corner into more of a man-to-man coverage, or a deep threat receiver into a route runner with ease. The other big change I noticed is the specialty roles. You can now designate a player to be your slot corner, or your weak side pass rush, or your slot receiver. It is something that I have wanted for a long time, and just adds another layer of versatility when developing your team. Madden 19 is not what I would call a Super Bowl contender, but it is pushing in that direction. The game continues to improve on the field, and some strides are being made off the field. I could do without having the long shot mode personally, but if it's gonna stay, then it's got a long way to go before being worthwhile. Overall, I like what I see, and as a longtime fan that has been frustrated for a while, this game brought back some hope in the franchise.
$890, which is way more than anybody else thought we could ever do. And not just that, people beyond this town are giving too. Couple that with what Devin gave, and Antonio Brown kicking in another $15,000.
Yeah.
Man, are we close.